We're getting rid of all the 1990s finishes. And that's not a bad haul. So we're about 95% done, and what's important is that these guys are moving in today. You got it, of course.
Yeah. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Lizzy.
And I'm PJ.
And we're Oak Development and Design.
Just hang 1,800 pounds in the air. Hope we don't break it. We tear down and rebuild houses. High fives for taking houses down.
From spec homes to custom renovations and design. Stop, you're bad at this.
We save what we can.
Rebuild what we can't.
Not exactly sure how we're gonna pay for it yet. It's not stressful. I'm not stressed.
Whoa!
We do it all here in New England, where we call home. We don't just flip houses.
We create homes. Heart of Oak is brought to you by
Timberland Pro. Always do, never done. Cam Appliance. Make your next appliance a Cam Appliance. Mid-Cape Home Centers, serving building professionals for 125 years. Mountain One Bank, where banking is in our nature. We're trying to push hard to get the owner back in. She has a newborn, so we really want to just get it done and get him back. Now that's a countertop. I've done some big islands, but this definitely is the largest island I've done. At the very beginning when we met with this client, they requested a few kind of quirky things. So the first one being they wanted a spot in the island where they could have a dedicated drop zone for cell phones, iPads, and things that they could charge. So we actually have a charging station going in this drawer itself. Then off to the left here, we have our microwave cabinet. So our sharp slide and microwave will go in here. So we had to run power into there. Then as you come around, we've got our big farm sink. A lot of work goes into a sink being in the middle of an island. We have to use what we call a bow vent to vent the piping, right? So instead of the vent going through the ceiling here, it goes around and up through another wall. Very happy with where we're at here. Our good friends at Cam Appliance have just showed up with our GE appliances, so we're crushing it. Well, they crushed it eventually. So we're about 95% done, and what's important is that these guys are moving in today. So she is moving back. She had her baby, was with her family for the last couple months. They have a functional kitchen, and I would say by the time their kids get here Tuesday, it'll be completely wrapped. We got half the house and turned it over in 12 weeks, which I could never do without the great crew around me. So I just have to say thank you to everybody that worked so hard to get it done. One of the biggest challenges was reinforcing the second floor with a steel beam. So basically, because of the side location, we had to bring a crane in, lift the beam over the house, and slide it in on the side in a hole that Frankie cut in, working it in 1 inch at a time until it's in place. Upstairs, we created a modern bathroom with a double bowl vanity and a walk-in closet. We were only $1,000 over budget. For a very large budgeted house, I was pretty happy with the fact that we came in on budget, on time, in an antique house. It's like almost unheard of. Hey!
Hey!
What's up, guys?
Hey, how you doing?
How we doing?
Good to see you.
You guys settling in nicely?
Yeah, absolutely.
I have one final gift for you guys.
Let's hang a beer.
Yeah. Hey guys,
We're good. We're good. We're having a couple friends over tonight.
nice.
Show off the new kitchen.
Here we are.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Cutting board.
I don't think your island's big enough.
We need to fill it. Thank you so much.
So we wanted to bring you this.
Oh, that's very cool.
We have a partner in Connecticut called Soundview Millworks, and these guys make handmade cutting boards.
Perfect.
And then even more importantly, we brought you guys shirts, but most importantly,
Davis.
Davis is gonna have her own
representing.
little shirt. It's a little big for her, I think.
That's fine. She likes not wearing pants.
Oakley.
Yeah, it'll be like a little tunic for her.
Yeah. How are things?
It's great.
Yeah.
You know, everyone gravitates towards the kitchen, so we wanted a nice open space for the kids and our friends to entertain.
Well, Tim also brought up it would be great for beer pong.
Actually, you could play beer
It's
pong.
regulation.
You'd have to like.
I know. You have to
You have to
say
hold
that.
these up.
You play your field. I mean, use it to your advantage.
That shuffleboard. I mean, there's so many.
Tim designed the bar himself. I mean, I think Tim crushed it.
Yeah, they called us because they thought they were delivering this to a restaurant because there's a commercial grade ice maker.
This was Tim's request.
So this is a top hat shaped ice. So it's shaped like a top hat here. I don't drink coffee, I like a lot of ice water and then the cocktails at night. So I wanted
It's all about the ice water.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. 55 pounds fresh daily.
Absolutely.
I think I need one of these.
A nice big countertop. This was wood from Nantucket that was originally our tabletop in a condo in Boston.
Oh, great. So you're able to take something old from a house you've been in before.
Exactly.
And tie
Yeah,
it
it's really
together.
great to get it repurposed on top and break
That's
up.
awesome.
I mean, this space is awesome now. I mean, how many rooms was this before? It was like
1, 2, 3, 4.
Three,
Right.
4 different rooms, and now it's just one.
Where we're
big
standing
open
was the
space.
laundry, right?
Yeah.
There was a butler's pantry that we
Yeah.
debated on, but just having it open was really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really happy with how it came out. I
Yeah.
hope you guys are.
No, we're thrilled. I mean, with our growing family, we just had a second kid. So it means the world to be able to have a space for them.
We're not
play
growing
around and-
anymore.
Yeah.
What?
It's not a growing thing.
Okay.
We're not growing.
So
We're done growing.
happy we could deliver it for you guys. And
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you got it. Of course.
Yeah. Cheers.
This is called a New Englandroundstone. It'd be good to have a nice historic kind of wall.
It's disgusting.
I would not bathe my child in that.
Mother Nature just makes everything halt. I actually kind of secretly love snowplow. It's kind of fun. Put some weight in the back. What do we have that's heavy? 1, 2. Thanks, guys. Later that week, I met the new buyer, Bonnie. Here we are, we're with Bonnie, our buyer of the Antique Reno. Thanks for coming by.
Sure.
So we have a couple things to talk about. So this is what I'm using on the steps.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay.
So as long as you approve it, of
yeah,
course.
I like it. I love it.
So I like the fact that it has these tan and kind of
And
earthy
gray.
tones, which will go with the siding wall.
okay.
So that's what's going around the steps. If we do the front with the stone, do we go down the side with the stone? So it's roughly 20 bucks a square foot just for the material. It's gonna add up quick. So I'll price it out and
Yeah,
you can
I
decide.
definitely want to do the front, and then let's price out what it would be to do the.
Okay, so
side
if we
too.
do the front,
Yeah.
what I suggest is that we go across and we do this whole section here.
Correct. Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And then that gives you all this visual. And then I think the side, I don't, personally, if you want to save some money, I wouldn't do this. All right, so I'll price out the veneer.
Yes.
And I think that's it outside for right now. So insulation got signed off today. We're
see that.
We're hanging sheetrock tomorrow.
This is like the walk-in mudroom, right? That
Yes.
we talked about.
Yep.
And it has a slate floor.
Yep, we'll do a built-in locker style.
Got it.
Built in there.
Okay.
Yep, we build those ourselves.
Okay.
So the fireplace.
Yes. I think it would look good to have this stone on the bottom.
Okay.
And do you want to do Shilpak on the top, or?
Yeah, we could do that. That's easy.
Because I definitely want a TV. Now the
So
question
then-
is what do we do in the middle? Like it would be nice to have some sort of a mantle.
I could see if I could get a piece of like reclaim for the whole thing. It'd be expensive.
This is the room that's kind of like where everybody's gonna be, you know, like you said, I
Yeah.
have a sectional couch there that I'll measure that and order something really nice for it.
Sure. If you're willing to spend $800 to $1,000, I could find a beam for that.
I think a really cool beam that's got like kind of those grayish, brownish tones or whatever in it.
That's easy.
You know that.
It's just a question
Because
of,
you have the floor color and you've got this, you know, we'll pick the stone and then I think just it ties it all together.
so that the deck will come out to about here, and then we'll go over to the
Next,
other
we
side of
plan the
door.
patio.
Right. So
And
it would be
then
like
we would
here and
we would
here.
have it wrap all the way in there, because then
Okay.
it eliminates
finishes
this problem,
this. Yeah.
right?
Right.
And it all matches. You can put plants in there or seats or whatever. We figured out. We'll have to do a small retaining wall here to keep the dirt underneath that.
And now tell me what the backyard will be.
Grass.
Grass. Okay.
Yep. Straight up
Before we
grass.
get to planting
That's actually a
grass,
really nice
we've
bush.
got some hardscaping to do.
So that's
So we actually tried to pull these off. The original plan was to remove this old concrete monstrosity that's underneath here, but even with the big machine we had on site, Ernie couldn't get rid of it. He had the bucket right over the end and was pulling right up across here, and he didn't budge it. So, change of plans, we decided to add this bluestone to the top. We're going to add a stacked stone veneer around the side, which is going to tie the whole thing together. So here we have, I asked Nilsson to bring along a little mock-up of the stone wall we're going to put down the side of the driveway. This is called a Englandroundstone. He's going to stack them in a way that gives us a nice flat top, so we're going to try and get away without putting a cap on this and just leave the natural stones. This ties in a lot with this area. There's a lot of natural stone like this used in a lot of masonry back in the day, so it'd be good to have a nice historic kind of wall put at the front of the house here.
A few days later, Nilsson's making great progress on the veneer. And the reason we went with this is speed, because it goes up fast and nice and easy, right?
Nice and easy.
As opposed to the stone that we did over at Squirrel Hill, which is kind of all individual rocks that these guys struggle with for like a week. This is more of a production product,
That's
right?
correct.
Great. So this is going obviously on the risers here. Do you have a corner? Is there a corner
Yes,
around?
we have corners right here. That's how it comes together.
So when they get to a corner, they put one side up and then the other side up. And then what they'll do is fill in any gaps with mortar to make it blend. So then over here, we've got our round stone, which we're building our wall out of. This wall will get put in roughly, I'd say, around this height. So this looks awesome. Okay, and so tell me, you're not cutting anything, right? You're just kind of laying
No,
it in?
just laying in rough. How it comes, it goes right in.
So basically, like, if you see a spot like over in there, you're kind of like scanning the ground and finding the right rock.
Correct.
Going over, trying it, seeing if it fits. If it doesn't fit, you go for the next one.
For the next one.
And you're just kind of going.
And every rock has its home. If it doesn't go there, it's gonna find a home down the other end.
So the reason we're doing the field stone here was we wanted kind of a more natural look. We didn't want that manufactured look of like a techo block, which works totally fine, but we were looking for a specific look here. And the reason we had to put this in is originally there was actually a telephone pole laid down holding all this back, and it was all rotted and falling apart, which you guys dug out a couple weeks ago, right? It's my favorite day. Crushed it. We're headed south on Route 3 to hit Osterville. One of our investors and business partners, G Money, is down there, and he has found a gem of a flip, which I'm excited to show you guys. Basically, it's a house that a gentleman was looking to unload, and when it was winterized, it wasn't winterized properly, and a bunch of pipes burst, and they were running for a week.
It's a water feature you don't want to have in your house.
No, you definitely don't want that water feature. So, basically, he called me and said, I think I can pick this up for a good deal. I want you to come down, check it out.
Who do you foresee buying this home? I know that's a
This is a high-end second home.
high-end second.
So the name of today's game is let's meet all the subs, let's get a scope of work. Andrea, I want you to get a full rundown of all the finishes that you need to figure out.
Are we keeping the floor plan?
We're keeping the floor plan.
For the kitchen?
Well, we're gonna open a big wall up, so we're gonna have to figure out where to put the fridge.
Okay.
So it does get a little funky.
All right.
When we leave here, I want everything we need to do an estimate. We're just gonna crush it for 2 hours. This house is freaking huge. So this is more your formal kind of living space.
Yeah. It's off the master. They might come out here and like.
Yeah. We gotta keep these.
Oh yeah. If you're trying to money.
We're just talking about the staircase.
So what I thought we would do is just paint the rail black. Glossy black, leave the white. Done.
Oh, I said the same thing, but somebody else thought that it was outdated.
You know who that was.
It looks wonderful.
No shame in that. It is out there. I'm not gonna argue that. Do I think it'll be fine? Yeah, sure.
This goes back to the fact that it is what it is and we gotta make it work.
Which is why we're saving the light fixture.
I was just a question.
I think we should definitely save the light fixture. Oh wow, look at this. What are we gonna do with this kitchen? Put it on Craigslist? This place had so much potential, we bought it. Next step, empty out all the crap. We're getting rid of all the 1990s finishes. What do you got? A little cast iron sink. It's actually not a bad looking sink. It's gonna look great in the dumpster. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, I think it goes.
Yeah, it has to go.
It's disgusting.
I would not bathe my child in that.
It's my favorite day. Yeah, closing day when you buy it, closing day when you finish it. Those are both great days, and everything in between is a lot of work. One, two, three. Crushed it. All that stuff might be junk, but I went back for something more valuable. Let's go get some copper. I bought this for when I'm chopping everything up for the truck. I can just set it, cut it all up. It's gonna be like the best thing I ever bought. Hey, remember when you said I couldn't get all the pipes out of the house in Osterville in like under an hour?
Yeah.
I don't think you realized how many pipes were actually in this house when you said that, so you were probably fairly accurate with that statement, but 51 minutes, done, the entire house.
Why, did you like time yourself?
Yeah, we timed ourselves because you said I couldn't do it.
You're a nerd.
Done. I have a truckload of copper. I don't even know if I'll get a fit it all. All right, my favorite part. Look at that pile of metal. So now we weigh everything, and that's not a bad haul.
This is totally the kind of worst situation scenario that could happen.
All right, so we're wrapping up the meeting with the buyers from Squirrel Hill, and pretty excited because it went fairly good, I think.
Long.
It was long. It was 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
These meetings are always really stressful for me because we have to take every single piece of finish, plumbing, tile, where a skylight's gonna go. Every single decision gets made in this one meeting, so it's an important one.
Definitely, it's how efficient we can cover this meeting, cover all ground, really dictates how efficiently we can continue on with the build.
And it's also a good time for me to talk with them and get a sense of like what their design style is and what they like and don't like.
They were receptive of our 2 hard rules too, which is good.
Yes, the 2 hard rules. What were they? Don't come to the job site unless we know.
And all communication through
One person.
One person, yeah.
That was the purpose of our meeting though. This is it, no changes.
Yeah.
Don't come back here again.
Don't go back here again until we let you in. We are finally getting to this kitchen. The other day the beams went in. The guys today are working on building out the box for the front window. They got the floor all in between Friday and today. The real mystery with this house was how we were going to utilize this barn, and everybody thinks I'm crazy for saving it, but it is what it is. So what the guys have been working on the last couple days is getting the floor figured out. Because we need HVAC to get in here and pipes, and we needed room for that in the floor, plus we wanted to insulate it. We decided to frame it way up to give us a lot of room. So there'll be one step out of the back door onto the patio. Now what'll happen is the floor will be about 13 inches higher than the slab. And then we've created collar ties up high, bringing the ceiling down a little. So the goal is that we'd have a 14-foot ceiling to the flat, and we would have our reclaimed beams underneath that, kind of defining that upper ceiling space. As the insulation goes in, we discover another problem we've had the whole time. Too much water. So clearly, there's definitely a water issue here, and I think you're right. I think it's just because, well, A, there's so much water outside, but B, I think we need to put a footing drain
Yeah.
all the way down this side, all the way down that side, pitched. We'll connect it to our leaders and
Yep.
to our pit outside, right?
Yeah, so this is totally the kind of worst situation scenario that could happen here, you know, with the amount of ice and snow we have
Yeah.
out, no gutters on the building. But it's a good example of where the water's getting in, and definitely I think that plan will help us.
As we know, the hardest part of this job was actually the barn, because the barn, when it was built, was never built to be a habitable space.
Even though the kitchen is a challenge, we're making great progress in the basement.
Okay.
Jim got the electric panel in last night.
Oh, we did?
He did a nice tidy job. I'm really impressed with that.
Basements typically are boring, but I like to always check them out because there's always a lot of good stuff going on. And our HVAC system on the first floor is totally wrapped up, done, ready to fire off. This is actually a humidifier. And what this does is basically slowly spritzes water into the air like a humidifier, and it goes through the whole first floor system. HVAC systems can be very dry, and that's one complaint we get a lot. So we've started to put humidifiers into our systems for the first floor. You can't put it on the second floor because if it leaks, then it's creating warranty issues. So we don't put them on the unit that's in the attic, but we do put them in the ones in the basement, and that typically is enough to get the whole house humidified.
And if the rain's not enough, now we get snow. Next week on Heart of Oak.
So these are the days that drive general contractors insane. Day one of the Meadowlark project, here we are. Gene, camera back. I mean, you sandwich on camera, is that right?
Yeah. All right, I'm rolling.
Probably rap on that.